Hi, I'm Jim with Instuff Music, and I'm here today to do a demo of the Suhr PT15 I.R. The PT15 I.R. is the world's first truly hybrid amplifier, marrying classic tube circuitry with the reactive load and digital impulse response technology. The all-tube 3-channel design offers a plethora of American and British tones powered by a new 6V6-driven power section. The dynamics, overdrive, saturation, and harmonics that you crave are all here. By adding additional assignable IRs, you now have unprecedented versatility and control over your tone, expanding your choices more than ever before. The PT-IR is the world's first tube amp to feature an internal reactive load and built-in IR loader for world-class speaker cab emulation. This amp also features an onboard headphone amp. This means from backstage to hotel room practice to the studio or on stage, the PT-IR is capable of incredible tones, no speaker cabinet necessary. We'll be listening to the amp today with both its matched cab and the IRs that come preloaded. Looking at the amp's front panel from left to right, you'll find the 1/4-inch guitar jack, 1/8-inch jacks for headphone out and aux in, plus a mini knob for headphone level out. Next, you'll find the controls for American voiced clean channel 1, gain, volume, bass and treble, and a mini toggle bright switch. After that are the controls for channels 2 and 3, which are based on vintage and modded British tones. Each of these channels has independent volume and gain controls, as well as independent bright switches. Channels 2 and 3 share an EQ section with controls for bass, treble, and middle. Next, we come to the global presence control and the master volume, and then push buttons for channel selection, bank selection, and cab selection. Indicator lights display the current channel and IR selection. Finally, in the lower right are the standby and power switches. On the amp's back panel, from left to right, you'll see the power cable jack, 2 speaker output jacks, one with a red ring that delivers full power and must be used if the IR is not being used, and the black ring output, which is for use in parallel with your IR and reduces overall output volume of the cab by 3 decibels. After that, you'll see the impedance selector dial. Next is the FX loop send and return, TRS jack for the foot switch, line out jack for easy recording or live usage, IR bypass switch, and a USB jack for loading new IRs. The Suhr PT15 is an open system, so any third-party IR can be loaded onto this platform. Finally, this amp comes with a foot switch and is finished here in black. Get yours today at instuffmusic.com, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like, leave a comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay, now we're back after the technical specs of the amp, which were lengthy because this is really a groundbreaking amp in many ways. It's, as I said in the spec, the first all-tube amp to have an onboard IR. So, without getting into all the engineering specifics, let's just play it and see how it sounds. What I've done today is we're going to run it through the matched cab that comes with the amp, which has a vintage 30 and a greenback in it. And I've picked out some IRs that come preloaded. I'm going to do a couple different ones with each channel, the clean channel, the crunch channel, and the high gain channel. So let's jump right in to channel 1. So channel 1 has no mid control, just bass, treble, gain, and level. I have the bright switch engaged, and I had some pedals going at the beginning. I'm going to be using a variety of pedals. I have all the time-based effects going through the loop, so I have a Strymon Timeline, a Mobius. I was using a little of an old full-tone wah. I have a King of Tone, an Octavia even in the beginning, just kind of having fun going into that clean channel with a loop. Let's listen to the neck on this Strat clean, and this setting is Bank 4, Cab 1, which is one of Pete Thorne's own settings. It's like a Bella V-type 112, and it's a nice clear blend. So here we go on the neck. Here is the middle and the bridge. kick on some phaser and some delay. A little bit of overdrive. So now I'm going to switch it. I'm going to stay in the same bank, and I'm going to let you hear a different IR. We're going to go over to the fourth cab, which is like a Celestion 1265 cab. So here we go. Back in the neck. I'm not going to change the EQ settings at all when I have the bright switch still engaged. Here we go. Here is the neck, or I'm sorry, the middle and the bridge. Kick some delay back on. Okay, now before we go over to the drive channels, as you can see, we have this cab mic'd with Sennheiser 906 and a ribbon mic. So let's listen to the sound coming through the cab. Now, if I change IRs, it doesn't change what's coming through the cab. So this is just, if you were just running this amp and micing the cab and getting your front of house sound that way, this is what you get. So here's the cab clean, exact same settings. Let's kill the bright switch just so you hear the effect. Here's the neck in the middle, no bright switch. With bright switch. And the bright switch on this clean channel is really usable. You know, it's really great, especially if you're going between, you know, brighter and darker guitars. But a lot of times I find the bright switch gets very harsh. It's like, you know, just kind of nails. This is really, even if it's bright, it's pleasant and it's very musical. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to stick with this guitar. Let's go over to channel 2 and listen to some sounds there. So I have kind of a vintage, you know, crunch set up here, and I'm not using the foot switch. This amp does come with a foot switch, but I'm just going to use the front controls here. So for channel 2, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go back to bank 1. You see I do that with the bank button, so now we're on bank 1. And I'm going to pick cab number 2. And this is a thick, smooth 412 greenback cab. So let's listen to this Strat. These are real single coils, so there's a little bit of hum. Here we go. hit it with a boost. Okay, so as you can see, I don't have the bright switch engaged for channel 2. Channels 2 and 3 have their own bright switch. They share an EQ section. I have only the gain at about like 50%, so this isn't even that gained up, and that's just channel 2. So there's a ton of gain on tap. You can really, you can do the modern high gain thing. Let's go to another cab now. I'm going to go back to that 1265 cab, so I'm going to go to bank 4, cab 4. And let's give this a listen now. Same guitar, and then I'll switch it over to Les Paul for these drive sounds as well. So here we go. And that can get, pull those mids back a little bit. And that's plexi-ish. I'll hit that with a fuzz. Can even kind of do this thing. That sounds great. Let's switch it over to Les Paul. Okay, now we're back. Let's listen to some humbucking sounds. I'm going to leave it on the same 1265 cab I just had it on. Then we'll switch it back to the V30, and I'm not going to change my EQ settings at all. And I'm going to let you hear it with the bright switch first. So here we go. A little bright. Take that off. Maybe a tad dark. So bring the treble up, push those mids back out. So I'm going to go back to bank 1, cab 2. This is my greenback sound again. Real classic rock kind of thing here. Okay, now let's hear it through the cab. So here we go. This is the mic sound. Boosted. All right, now, high gain. Take it over to channel 3. I have it pretty gained up. First cab we're going to do is the greenbacks that are preloaded for high gain. That is bank 1, cab 1. Here we go. Next, we're going to do the high gain cab and bank 2. And these are like a vintage 30 type of thing. Let's hear the difference. All right, last but not least, let's just kick the bright switch on. See how that changes it. And then let's go and hear, this is the mic'd sound now, the mic'd sound. Here we go. All right, well that just about does it. That is the Suhr PT15 I.R.